in this fast lane, speeding like a Moj. Baby with me, she like, girl, she go both ways. Yeah, you know that double gang don't play. Swiss cheese up the whole building, where your bro stay. I'm in this big body, you can call it road rage. I love math, I be
yes, sir. Welcome to the G.A.M.E 365 podcast. I got two-time Tim in the building, man. What's up with you, man? Appreciate you sliding through.
Yeah, thank you.
Give everybody your social media and, a little bit about where you're from.
Social media is super easy. 2xtim.com. It's like a app-based website, basically. You can go anywhere and just click on my links from there.
Yeah.
Originally born on the East Coast, but we made it to L.A. real young, and basically up and down, up to Sacramento, to the Bay Area. Life and other things, got me up here about 15 years ago. I've been up here and back and forth to the Bay, to Phoenix, to Vegas, kind of wiggling around everywhere.
Okay, that's what's
ever
up.
since, and just moving and grooving.
How is that culturally though? Just moving around and just taking experiences and shit and networking, and then fucking with this Northwest, because they say kind of like Seattle and the Bay is kind of cousins. I got family from out of Oakland and all that shit, so it's like Ghost Town, East Oakland and shit. But I hear that a lot. And then I hear motherfuckers, I done almost gotten fights about motherfuckers talking about the town, you already know. Look, I remember when I was young, went down there, I'm from the town. No, this is Oaktown, this is the town. What the fuck are you talking about? So, just culturally it's different, but, it don't even be that far away. So what is how do you feel about?
I think the whole West Coast is a lot alike. People from the Bay, we always get the argument about is Sacramento the Bay, right?
Oh, okay.
And to me it is, because I could be there in 15 minutes, right? But what I found is you go up to the coast and you come all the way up here, Portland even the same. There's a lot of Bay, what I would say is Bay influence, but a lot of people might see it as that. It's really just West Coast. It's a West Coast vibe. But Seattle is different in a sense. Seattle has its own culture. What I found out, and I've been linked up with some cultural people from here, you know what I'm saying? Some people that go back, you know what I'm saying, way back into this music shit, and just a little bit of everything else. I kind of been blessed to cross paths with a lot of people like that in my life, and Seattle's been hella dope to me. Even though I'm not from here, I kind of say I'm from here at this point. Because I've been here so long, and I was in the parking lot when the Kingdom, when the roof fell in. You know what I'm saying, on the way to a game. I mean,
that was history
I've
right
been
there.
back here. It's been a while, so I've been coming here, and I rock with it, and it's no place like home, but this is the next best thing to me.
So where did you get your musical influence at though? Like where did you craft your style at? Was it would you say both, or was just strict Cali, but then a little bit of flavor out here since you've been coming back and forth and shit?
Yeah, you probably could listen to my music, and I brought you some CDs to give you, and when you listen to them,
appreciate that.
You'll kind of understand. But I think when I was down there, the hyphy thing and all that, it's not really like a music. It's more if you're from there, it's more a way of life.
Yeah.
And so when I came out here, like nobody could tell me shit.
Yeah.
For like 5-10 years, no one could tell me shit. And I was just doing my thing super tough, whether you liked it or not. And there's a lot of people that didn't like it because it's just real over the top kind of, over the top type. BPM fast type music, but that was my thing. But I still did both, slower BPM and higher BPM type music. But over the years, I feel like going to the shows and really kind of bumping elbows with a lot of people, because I was doing tons of shows, and watching people perform and getting CDs and fucking with people that over the years and kind of growing with them. I think my sound has changed into something else, which I used to go by Outrageous.
Oh, okay.
And Outrageous put out 20 albums, right? So it came to a point where, dealing with my guy Mozzie out there, having a whole conversation, I kind of decided I'm going to rebrand my whole thing and just start fresh. But I also felt like, as a person, that was like right at the moment in my life where I was growing kind of into something else, where it wasn't always super over the top, and I just figured it was a different approach to how I did things,
So was that like your what you could say, from a boy to a man within your craft and within who you are?
Yeah.
As far as musically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Because for me, it was good to hear it from somebody who you could kind of say is doing what you're trying to accomplish, right? And actually being able to get just the game directly from that person and say, okay, this is what you did, but also know that not everybody has the same path to success, right? Everybody's is different.
For sure.
But the more game you can get along the way and apply it, is. And I always kind of knew early on. My first album was called Two-Time Tim. So
it was. So you already know. You said
with many names.
I
got like 10. All my homies got like 10, 20 names for me. But I knew kind of at some point I would reinvent myself. And essentially that's what that was.
So how did that? Okay, so how was that transition to stay relevant as what people know from Outrageous though? You know what I'm saying? Because my brother, he did the same thing. He used to be a Game Boy, then he went to Sugar Hill. Yeah. So, and we all had these conversations all the time, and I'm like, fuck, if, a motherfucker, starts out like Denzel Washington, is in these movies, and then he says, no, I'm Thomas Rainier, and, even though visually we know that, so it would be different from being behind audio, just being on a song. Yeah. How did you stay relevant and have people transition with the new name?
I didn't. Essentially, shout out to Game Boy too. He's on one of my earlier albums.
Oh, okay, well. for sure.
My guy. I don't know if it was Sugar Hill or Game Boy, but one of them.
Yeah.
But no, really, I didn't. I really, you deal with a lot of politics along the way, and my name's always been good. But politics are always politics in the end, and it just came a point where I was like, you know what? A breath of fresh air was just that. It was brand new air. It was nothing. There was nothing there. When I switched it to Two-Time Tim and made it some weird spelling that nobody can spell, and I gotta explain myself 10 times to the promoter and all this. At least when you type it in now, I come up.
For sure.
Type in Outrageous, who knows what the hell's gonna come up, right? But I just decided to rebrand it, and I feel like the Outrageous, I started as Rage, but I was a graffiti artist. I couldn't call myself Rage because I was wanted by the po-ho. Turn it Outrageous, and then Outrageous came out. I had a good run, and hundreds and hundreds of shows and tons of albums, and I kind of bumped elbows with everybody. I just kind of looked at it and said, you know what? If I could do it once, I'm gonna do it again. And for a lot of people, they can't even do it once. And so if I could do it, once, then we did a song. It went viral on the Thizzler after that, and then started ramping up, and then we just did a bunch of city-to-city shows and out there with Raz and Mozzie, and put some shit together for that, and my people at Empire, and I just went and just started shaking the pot a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Bam, here I am, right? And all of a sudden, I'm the new guy again, but it's just the same.
But hey, reinvention, nothing wrong with reinvention, man.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's for the good,
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's just rewind just a little bit. Just how is that relationship building with artists that are already fixtures and pillars in the music industry? Whether you have super famous, you have top tier independent, and then you have what we know as independent. So how is that dealing with different both levels, or all three levels, kind of like just dealing with artists that are just famous in their city, and then dealing with artists that are not like Wiz Khalifa level, Yo Gotti or Moneybagg Yo, whatever, what I'm saying? But they're known around the circuit, the independent circuit. Yeah. Then you got cats that, like, we'll say Mozzie, who motherfuckers know who Mozzie is. I don't give a fuck what he rap, what he talk about. He's him, he's on that next level, what I'm saying, around the board now. So how is those relationships? Because, I get from a lot of people that, it's kind of, you got to compartmentalize, with fucking with these people. You know what I'm saying? Because you might think it's cool, but it ain't cool. And then you might, you know what I'm saying? I just want to know from your experience.
What I've learned is everybody's different. And, so, one guy, maybe, when Jay Mills was on top of Young Money, I got a verse from him for $300.
Yeah.
And that was because my homie was working with him, and it was
Jay Mills is a cold freestyler though, man.
But he's just one of the dopest ever. But he wasn't on my radar, and he was just needed some bread, and I had a few $100, and
Sure.
But at the end of the day, you get to the end, you got to release your song. Fools won't clear it.
Yeah.
Because they want, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. Oh. So there's different parts, before the digital took over.
Yeah.
You're releasing stuff, whatever. No one really cares, but now you got more business aspect to it, but kind of what everything's different. The people you build relationships with and grow as you go. You generally have better odds of having some good positive business. But at the same time, you got to know that, like, your boy, like my boy right here, he could be 50 Cent in a week.
Yeah.
He could be the biggest artist out in a week, and I can't hate on him if he don't slide me a free 16 or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he used to or any of that. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. You got to understand that you know it is just business.
It's just business.
You know, like one of my close people, Anthony Danza, right? Trying to get him locked on a song. I got more features with bro than anyone on earth.
Yeah.
And it's one of the artists I manage. But to get him on a song,
yeah.
It's got to be the right beat. It's got to be the right thing.
Yeah.
And most people, if they let the music game kind of get them, they're going to be salty about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, my bro found a niche.
Yeah.
Now I got to slide in his lane, right? If I want to get in that lane. Or I could just stay in my lane, and at some point along the way, we might cross and we'll be able to build it again. And it's just business in the end of the day. And I got people that I have really good relationships with that I can call at any time and open the door. And then you got people that you feel like every time you know they're around, they just want to make some money off you.
Do you think politics ruins a lot of people's careers? And what I mean by politics, I mean that it discourages a motherfucker from really wanting to stay in the game.
Yeah.
You know, because of just the clearance, the open-ended relationships where it's like, damn, I thought it was cool, but it's not. Because a lot of motherfuckers might get in it trying to just make friends with everybody and think I can go across the board getting free features, free beats and shit. Then they get their heart broken when they come back home. They don't even have the energy to write or do a song because it's like, I thought this was this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, your best friend could put you on a song, and then next thing you know, you got to pay their label to put it out.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It is politics get in the way of a lot of things. What I realize is I'm just gonna do it because I like it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna do it because I enjoy it. Because I started as a b-boy. I did the graffiti. I was spinning the DJ records. I do this rap hip hop shit because it's my life.
Yeah,
it's always been that way. It's not something that I'm just swooping in here trying to do. Like, that's why I have an imprint and a staple the way I do. Because it's literally in me.
Yeah,
you know. And so when you're in it to try to make money and you're in it to try to be cool and all that, you're gonna have your highs, you're gonna have your lows, but most of your time is gonna be spent kind of hurting yourself inside. Wondering why you ain't going where you want to go. But if you do it because you love it and you just get joy out of the process and joy out of the end result, regardless of where you end up in the eyes of others.
Yeah.
You know.
Take me back a little bit, man. So you said B-boy and DJing and, you know, just take me back to that, you know, that time when you first just kind of jumped in and started on that level to now. Like, just fast forward it, but I just want to know, you know, because a lot of people wasn't in the music game or industry at all stages. And I say you probably, 90-something? Late 90s, 2000s, I don't know. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of go and give people, like, you know what I'm saying, a historical, you know, preview on, like, damn, how it used to be versus it is now and still be relevant or still have something going on. Yeah. Because that's what I consider motion no matter what realm you're in. If you can have game, you can be in the streets and you know how to, you know what I'm saying, how it was back then. And if you're older and you know how to still adapt and, you know, be creative and make shit happen in this day and age and you can stay bossing up, whether it's music, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, whether it's entertainment, whether it's an old school actor, and now they're relevant enough for Tyler Perry to say, look, 50 Cent, look, come on, I'm going to put you on because you still got that flavor. You still got that swag, you know, that I'll fuck with. So just tell us, like, how was it, you know, from then to now and, you know, being able to stay relevant?
In your head, you know, people, you look in the mirror and you don't feel relevant a lot of the time, right? Even though you're hefty, you know, heavy buzzing out there. You know? And you know, as far as staying, it's just consistency, really, just being consistent. And, you know, what I do when I was breakdancing and doing graffiti, I just put my name on 10,000 buildings, and everywhere you went, you see it, right? For me, that's the feeling I got when I seen it, when I was doing it, when I got away from the boys, they didn't get me that night, all that. Graffiti, the breakdancing thing, you know, we started at the sock hops, going to back on the little brizzles and pop out and, you know, do our thing. And then I really was out at that point. I was dancing to kind of, you know, ultimately stay out of gangs, street shit, because if not that, I'd be out on the streets. So we were just doing that to kind of coexist with other people and mingle and, you know, and things like that. It just became me, you know, and as far as the music stuff, once I applied it to that, it's just a matter of staying consistent, you know. I think I've dropped like 40 albums almost now, and I got 25 ready to drop.
And, you've been working,
I've been working way more than most people. And my label, Two Time ENT, we dropped 13 albums last year. We got another 12 albums dropping this year.
Congratulations, man. Hell yeah.
All the artists that I'm working with, it's a lot of work, but ultimately for me, it's just staying consistent, non-stop consistency. Like Fatal said, he just put out one of his, he's got his own label. He's just, somebody that when I came out here, he respected me and invited me with open arms into Seattle and kind of gave me the entry into a lot of shit along the way, So for him to come over and do an album on my imprint and put it out on my label was big for me because he's my friend, but also a really dope artist. So all the people I'm really rocking with, it's a personal friendship relationship. There ain't no big $1 million contracts and nothing. We're just rocking, and my goal is to take them to the next level. And we can just be piggybacking off each other, and I can use my resources to help other people, and vice versa.
So let's put the work down for a minute, and let's say how has it been with the ladies though? Like just traveling from Cali to Seattle and everywhere you go, man. How is the response from the women? How you feel about what I'm saying, the vibe, man? Because I ain't gonna lie, as a man, man, you got your ego involved in shit, man. You want to knock some work. You want to feel, what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got somebody got to tell me I'm doing something, and if the guys ain't gonna do it, man, these ladies, man, gonna let me know if I'm popping or not, man. So how does it feel just traveling and getting that response from the women, the ladies, the groupies, or whether you done made 6, 7 kids along the way in your career? You know what I'm saying? How is that, man? Because a lot of cats don't really pop it on that. And I don't know if you're married, got a relationship, but it's just you can just go historically. How is it in the old school versus, just where you might have to, hold on, baby, no, I can't fuck with you, my ladies back there. But, just how is that, bro? Because a lot of people, it's all work, it's studio time, and that's why a lot of people are invited into the studio because I don't have time to be out there with all y'all. So come to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then that's probably where it fitted. Well, fuck it, bring the ladies into the studio because we ain't got time to be out there chasing them. Just bring them into our, our realm and let them experience what the fuck we cooking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, almost 20 years I've been married now. So
congratulations, hey wife. I ain't trying to get them on no bullshit.
She knows. She was hip to the entertainment business through her family, and so she kind of gets it. And when we met, I said, hey, this is what I do. And,
that's what's up.
It was, I met her not really like a groupie, but she appreciated going to the shows and she liked it and things like that. Eventually, it became super consuming, and she doesn't like it as much. But as far I've seen, the things I've seen is been way too much to even talk about.
But
I've seen some beezies,
go wild, man.
Throw
just
their maxi pad on the ground by a dumpster in Palo Alto and just get served right there. Some dirty ass work out there. I'm glad I'm married, and I'm glad I'm not out there swimming in half of that shit.
Yeah, that's
but,
what's
a
up.
lot of the shit that I've seen, there's a lot of beautiful women out there. I work with a lot of beautiful women, as far as like musically and on the model side, because I do a lot of videos, and I'm always talking to girls, and I know a lot of girls, and I'm just blessed to have a wife that ain't tripping.
Yeah.
Because it could
regulated.
Could get up there. So most of the homies hit me when they need to book a model because they don't even want that activity going on.
That's what's up.
But no, it gets wild out there, man.
What you working on now, though, man? You said you got 40 albums in the books. You got 13 albums that you did last year, and then you said that you got 25 ready to go.
So this is just my solo albums, but we got Michael Sherman dropping out his album. Me and my boy Coop D Santana, we got a group album. Me and Turf Talk.
I met him. I went to a studio one time out there out north. Coop.
That's one of the studios we're working at. 211, me and 211.
Yeah, shout out 2E, man.
One. We just put our album out. I've been doing hella videos.
That's what's up.
My boy Chuck Douglas, R.I.P. We dropping another one with him. The Seattle album, which is me, Fatal, Luciano, Prano the Dawn, 206 Assassin. We got that album, Seattle 3, dropping. 206 Assassin, the Evergreen Giant, dropping. I'm forgetting something. I know.
What the platforms that they can find you at? Like, where are these at?
Yeah, all digital. I'm working on my backlog of printing copies and stuff because there are people that want to order them, and I'm sending them off and doing that. But it's a lot of work when there's only 10, 15 people buying bulk orders of CDs these days, and it just takes time.
And I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to let you know now. You already know, man. I tell everybody because I did some time, man. Get your shit on JPay, man. Get your music on JPay. I know cats that you know, got 100,000 a year off JPay alone. Yeah. I've been telling everybody, don't let me start a label, man. I'm just getting I'll pay y'all to get your music and let me get it on JPay. Then it's my money now. I've been telling people get their shit on JPay. All these motherfuckers do in prison is want to motherfucking order food packages and get all the updated music. Yeah. So if you got some hot shit about where they from, whether it's Yakima, it's Portland, whether it's Seattle, whether it's the Bay, across the board, JPay is the prison Apple. What is it? Apple Music.
Oh yeah. I'm hip. You know, my music is everywhere, probably but JPay, but it does need to be there.
I'm telling you.
You know, my stepmom's doing a life sentence out there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Free Joan Carafa.
Yeah, free her, man.
It probably won't happen, but
yeah.
You know, either way, I'm trying to get it on there. I'm gonna work out a way to do that. From what I understood when I did the distribution, we do it through DistroKid.
Okay.
My guy Furious at Empire basically said that when you do your distribution, if you want to roll it over to keep your ISRC codes, you want to use DistroKid.
Okay.
So I know there's a couple outlets to do JPay, but I don't want to muddy up the plays.
No.
But
make it work for you.
But I also don't want to take everything down just to reconstruct it. That's a ton of work. But I'm interested. If anybody's got that kind of game, that's the game I want. I'm ready to do it immediately.
Yeah. So I just threw that out there because you know I did a couple of years and shit, and you know I know a lot of people, man, are definitely eating off JPay.
Oh yeah,
eating. I remember when Al Pacino first hit, and them cats was killing JPay because they was coming with albums like Master P.
Yeah,
him, Young Bossy, and all that old clique from Akron.
Yeah,
we was buying all their music. You know what I'm saying? Because there wasn't too many cats from Seattle on there.
Yeah.
You know, then nobody had her music on there. You know, but East Coast, Midwest, and Cali. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But so, what is your definition of game, man? Because this is the Game 365 podcast, growth, ambition, motivation, excellence. 365 days a year, every day in every way. But I like to hear, you know, different walks of life, different cultures, different perspectives, different backgrounds, you know, different, ideologies, philosophy. What is your definition of game?
I watched all your podcasts so far.
Appreciate that, bro. So first and foremost, you're probably the only one that said that, so I appreciate it.
I'm going to say first and foremost, thank you for doing what you do, bro.
Appreciate you.
That's
one
the
love.
main reason I want to make sure I slide through to support anybody who's trying to support what we're trying to build over
here.
With that being said, wisdom. Right, You said it a minute ago, and I was like, "Oh, fuck, I'm about to steal that."
Yeah,
but that's what it is. Every time I see it, it's wisdom.
Yeah,
but the game. You know, when you put the game on it, it's can I give you that wisdom? Do I? And a lot of people don't. They got a lot of game. They don't want to give the wisdom out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not worth the investment of your time. But if anyone's ever asking, always giving it because God put us together for that reason right there. Just, so if you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
But that's it's the wisdom that we all soak up. You know what I'm saying? And it's on us to give it out. And it's a real hater if you ain't giving out the wisdom, especially when somebody comes to you for it. And part of these that's what like that industry stuff you're asking me about. A lot of people, you got to pay for the wisdom, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just what your time's worth, right? So I understand people with that standpoint as well. But always got game to give, always got wisdom to give, and always just trying to help people.
Yeah, facts. And a lot of people are just insecure in what they got going on. So it's like, damn, if I give you something, you might surpass me. Yeah. If I teach you how to shoot a jumper, you might be Steph Curry, and I was Dale Curry. It's the father-son effect. Sometimes you want him to do what you couldn't do, but then once he becomes that, it's like, damn, do I really applaud it or am I feeling a certain way about it? So it's like, a lot of people with game, it just becomes like, are they really comfortable or confident in the game they have? If you got real good game, then you're going to be able to manifest and make shit come to life and happen regardless of who does what in this room, in this world. I know motherfuckers that did 20 years and got out and doing better than motherfuckers that been on the streets their whole life. So it's about you. Exactly. It's about, what I'm saying, your character, your passion, your game, your knowledge, and your intelligence. So it's like, if you can manifest it and make it happen, man, then, more power to you. So, I asked that question because it's the podcast name, but at the same time, I just like to hear people's philosophy on game because that's why I created the acronym. Because sometimes where you go, I done been in New York, I done been everywhere. When you hear game, they automatically start looking like, here come the con. Some people think game is just con.
It's how you apply it.
It's how you apply it.
It's how you apply it. All the game in the world don't mean nothing if you don't know how to apply
it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna do it right now. motherfucker.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna wait for you to do it. If it's hey, if I help you, you help me out. I'm just gonna do it first and see what you do.
Yeah, you gotta, because you gotta pay your bills and feed your family.
Yeah.
So what is some of the like the key? Give me the top 5 artists up out of the Pacific Northwest that you either listening to or that you respect or that you want to work with. I mean, I'm not gonna hold you to saying that's the best, but just give me top 5 out of the Pacific Northwest that you really fuck with, man, or you want to work with or put something together with.
Yeah. I could, like I said, I watch all the podcasts, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah. He's good.
And,
He's good.
I agree with a lot of them, but I got to switch it up just on GP.
Okay,
But or maybe not. There's too much talent out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
This question is a hard one.
There really is a lot of talent, man.
You get put on a top 50 list nowadays.
Yeah, I know. Not 5, 50.
Yeah, 50. So there's too much talent out here. If I have to pick though, I'm gonna go with Fatal. I really fuck with Fatal.
Mm-hmm.
I really fuck with Livio.
Yeah.
Really fuck with Livio. Always have. Leezy, King Lee's. Shit. My whole squad.
Yeah. My whole squad's number 4.
Yeah,
whole squad's number 4.
We're gonna fit in number 4. That's 4 right there. YK, well, I guess he does count.
Shout out to Chicken Getters, man.
I'm going to go with Mafi. I like Mafi.
Okay.
Mafi.
Okay.
28F.
Yeah.
28F.
Okay.
6.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's
but
up.
I fuck with Mafi.
That's what's up. He's up and coming. He's hot, man. He's doing his thing. He's consistent, and staying relevant, man. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good list, man.
Yeah.
Last question. What do you feel, right now in the music industry, what is missing up out of this whole West Coast? And I'll just go from Washington to Cali. What do you feel is the missing ingredient for this to become a whole? Because you have the East Coast music scene, you have the Midwest music scene, and then you might have a separation when it comes to Washington and Oregon, and then it's California and standing on the island.
Yeah.
So what do you feel is the missing ingredient to link all 3 for it to really just be the West Coast music scene, not, that's them cats up there, that's the Bay, that's L.A., you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the missing ingredient?
Well, there's no scene. There's plenty of music.
Mm-hmm.
There's no infrastructure to create a scene.
Oh, okay.
There's no... you got it starting to happen in Frisco with Empire. You got it in L.A. It's been there for a while. You got some things that started up here, but it just doesn't seem to be a scene. And I don't think I have the answer as to why. But I think everybody likes to say it's because people don't. There's a lot of hate. People hate on each other. There's a lot of people don't want to see him win. Don't want to see him win, and that's what I've heard forever. Yeah. And that may be the case. And I've sat back and kind of watched it for a long time, and sometimes it really does look like that's the case. Yeah. But who knows? I think if there was more infrastructure, if when these club owners and promoters when they heard of a hip hop event coming through, if they felt a little bit more good about it, if they knew that it was a good feeling, and it was instead of they always hear the bad things.
But you can't blame them too when
I know.
These youngsters is out here tearing up every Friday, Saturday. It's like. Well, this is my place of business.
That's part of making the scene, though. We all got to do our part.
Yeah.
So I go to the club. I bump into people. I get along with most people, but there's a couple people I don't get along with. Yeah. I slide up to the club. I see them. Ain't nothing happened.
That don't mean you got to tear it up, though. Yeah.
Boom. Out of respect for trying to build the community up to where we don't get that light put on us anymore. Really. Because there was a day that it wasn't like that. But then it became that, and it's kind of stayed under that black cloud for a long time, and we just got to change that together. A lot of people, they always say when they go to different cities, they say, oh, well, when I was out there, they were playing their local artists. They do this and that, supporting their artists. Yeah. Well, that didn't happen because the DJ said he wanted to play it. A lot of people don't know that there was a real petition that was signed by the people voted and said, okay, we're going to play this much time worth of local music in our set, in our time slots. Okay. That's why you get that in those places with those clear channel radio stations. From what I understand, the only thing we got out here was the Sunday night sound sessions. You know, a couple other smaller things. But, you know, the control, my point being is the control is in everyone's hands more than they think. You know, we could get together, we can get along and make it and glorify it in a good way and bring a good light to it, and we could fix it. You know, we could, if we want people to be on the radio, go get a petition signed, and we can fix that too. People just got to go do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
2 times 10, man. Game 365 podcast.
I'm
Appreciate
in this fast
you coming
lane
through.
speeding like a Moj. Baby with me, she like, girl, she go both ways. Yeah, you know that double gang don't play. Split cheese up the whole billing where your bro stay. I'm in this big body, you can call it road rage. I love math, I been counting up for 4 days. I'm in this big body, you can call it road